Hey Pixies! Today we're looking at Rossi. They sent over a kit for me to try, and they sent over Prosecco Time, which is like a peachy nude, and Sweetheart, which is more of a pink, baby pink type color, Snowberry, and then a chrome. So we're using Prosecco Time and Snowberry today for this manicure. I love this chrome. I think it was called Stargazer or something like that. It's so pretty. I have to use that for some winter manicures. And we'll also be using their dip liquids, which they sent over. And I am not going to lie. I rode the struggle bus hard on this manicure. It's always a little difficult whenever you're using products that you're not familiar with or used to, and they perform differently. The consistency is different. So I originally did this as a talk through video, and then after I edited out and sped up certain parts, it ended up being about 40 minutes. So I wanted to kind of condense it down and just do a voiceover because, like I said, I rode the struggle bus really hard on this one. The end result is beautiful. I loved the end result, but getting there was a little difficult. So we are starting out with our nails prepped, peel base on. I'm applying the dip base, and this dip base is a different consistency than what I am used to. So I kept flooding my cuticle on my thumb and my index finger. So what I then do is, because that will cause you to have a little bit more buffing and filing to do then. So even though I'm cleaning that up, it's still leaving a little bit more of a bump there. It's not as neat looking, so I have to buff and file extra. So then on my middle finger, I started only going about 2/3 of the way down my nail with the brush, and then I would wipe off any excess into the bottle and then hit my cuticle area, and go the rest of the way down. So that worked a lot better than I wasn't flooding it as much doing it that way. So the liquids smell like regular dip liquids. They're not scented, they're not low odor, they're just normal dip liquids. The Prosecco Time I thought was a beautiful peachy nude color. It looks more pink on camera, but it was really peachy nude and beautiful. The glitter was great. So I really like the powders. My thing is that the dip base is extremely slow drying. So if you are someone that likes a slow drying base, you may like this. It's not that I didn't like it, but you will see right here, I start to, it's not dry, it's not set. So I'm ripping off the powder right off my nail. So I had to keep taking breaks for a few minutes in between so that I could give it time to set, so that it would be dry enough that I could then dust off the excess. Because I accidentally dusted off too soon and tore off some of the dip powder, I ended up doing 3 dips of Prosecco Time, which is also more than what I like to do. So I have 3 dips of the color and then the clear dip powder. You'll see I encapsulate with clear then. So I usually like to have 2 dips of the color, 1 dip of clear, and move on. But this one I had to do 3. So it was a little bit, still wasn't bulky to the point where it was bothering me or looked really bad, but it was thicker than what I prefer. But that's just because I had to do an extra dip because I was dusting off too soon, because I'm used to being able to dust off pretty much immediately. Whereas with this, I had to stop, wait a couple of minutes, and then test it to see if it was safe to dust off. So that's great for if you're doing glitter designs or something that it takes a little bit more time to do, then a slow drying base is useful to have. Or if you just prefer slow drying base, some people do. But if you're doing certain things like a glitter placement or something like that, that's whenever you would want a slow drying base, because it gives you that time to be able to do the design before it sets, because other ones will set so fast that you won't get your design in place. So it is useful to have one. All right, we're done with Prosecco Time. We're gonna get out Snowberry. So Snowberry is a gorgeous glitter. It is gold with flecks of fuchsia and all different colors, and it was so pretty. And we are just going to do that as kind of like an overlay on top of Prosecco Time on our pinky finger. So I'm applying that dip base and then laying my finger into Snowberry and patting down any of those glitter pieces that are standing up. And I noticed a little spot didn't have any glitter, so it's a slow drying base. I have time. I can go ahead and dip back into it to fill in that spot. You still want to make sure you're cleaning up your cuticle area and that all of the glitter is laying flat before you move on. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. And while that dries, we're applying the dip base to our middle finger. We're going to do a cuticle ombre on our middle finger. I love all glitter ombres, but the cuticle ombre for some reason has been one of my favorites, and I was calling it a reverse ombre. I don't know if there's an exact term for it, but to me that seemed appropriate because a regular glitter ombre would be the tip down and reverse that would be cuticle up. What do you guys think? So I go ahead and take the eyeshadow brush and I dip it into the glitter and I really focus it on my cuticle area, keeping my finger straight. And then when I tap off, I go ahead and angle my finger down so it trickles down my finger. And if I need to fill in any spots, I just go ahead and grab some more glitter with the eyeshadow brush and tap it on and kind of fade out the line a little bit. You still want to make sure you're cleaning up the cuticle area and you're patting the glitter down before you move on. But this is when it comes in handy to have that slow drying base, because by now most of my dip bases would have been dry. So I was actually able to go back in and fix a couple of spots, blend the line a little bit more so it looks more natural. I can move certain pieces if bigger pieces fall towards the bottom that I didn't want there. So it is useful. I will use this for glitter. That way I have time to work with it and I don't have to use gel. So I am going to go ahead and clear cap. This is my double dip clear, and this is the one I use for my solids. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the dip base and pour that over. I usually prefer to pour over my clear. So you still want to make sure you're cleaning up the cuticle. Make sure your cuticles are clean, guys. Make sure you're cleaning them up. So you want to do that with clear as well because it can harden on your cuticle, which then can cause lifting. So as your nail starts to grow, it will lift because it's on your skin and cuticle, not your nail. So I'm going to do that on each of the fingers, and then I switch to a different jar to do my glitter fingers because I'm trying to keep a separate clear for glitter versus solids. I think I already contaminated my clear for my solids with glitter. I don't remember. I feel like I just contaminated it a night or two ago whenever I used it. But I'm going to go ahead and apply, that's the big double dip 2-ounce jar. And I do have a discount code for double dip. It's Pixie10. It's down below. There's a link. If you shop through the link, it's supposed to automatically apply, or you can put the discount code in at checkout. And I believe it works on everything. I'm not sure if it works on their mystery boxes though. But we are going to go ahead then and activate. So the activator. I reached out to the Rossi representative that contacted me about sending me the package. This activator, if you've used dip liquids before, the activator is usually, I could compare it to like an alcohol, like a rubbing alcohol, the way it dries and feels. This was very thick. Like it was top coat. I didn't even want to get it on my skin, which normally I get activator all over my skin. And I applied it more like a polish and it would not dry. So I could not get the activator to dry. I waited about 15 minutes or so and it still was not dry. It was very sticky. So what I did was I got out the activator. Rossi had sent me about a year ago a trial size package, and I still had that trial size activator from them, which was a totally different consistency. It was normal like regular activator is. So I got that out and I thought, well, this isn't drying anyway. I don't know if I can make it, this is either going to make it better or worse. I don't know. So I took the activator from the previous package and I applied it on top of the activator that wasn't setting. And within a minute or two, it was set. So I reached out to Rossi and I told them that, you know, I didn't know if maybe they changed their formula, but the activator wasn't drying, and asked them if that was normal, and they said no. So they're actually sending me a replacement. I'm going to be using them again because I need to see that they work. So that little bottle right there that I used to activate the second time after buffing and filing, which I'll link my filing video for you, but I buffed, filed, reshaped, applied the activator. That was the activator that they originally sent to me because I was pretty sure there was something wrong with the other activator. So, but they rectified it. I should have it in a couple of days. I am now waiting about 1 to 2 minutes and then using a paper towel to wipe off the excess activator. And now we're going to top coat. So I am taking my Rossi top coat. I'm going to apply it like I would any other dip top coat. I'm going to do as few brush strokes as possible per nail very quickly. And you should be wiping your brush off in between. I did not. I think I was just, it was a long day. And then I just seemed to have a bunch of little issues, nothing catastrophic, nothing I wasn't able to actually fix then. But because of the wait time in between dips and then waiting the 15 to 20 minutes to see if the activator was going to dry, this manicure took me at least an hour and a half to 2 hours to do. So I was over it. So I did not wipe off my brush in between, but you should be. So I go ahead and apply the second layer of top coat. The top coat was great. It dried fine. The only issue that needed rectified was the activator. So like I said, I will do another manicure with those liquids and just make sure the activator is the way it should be. But overall, like I said, you need a slow drying base if you're doing certain designs. So I do appreciate having a slower drying base in my arsenal. The top coat is super shiny. Had no issues with it drying or being smeary or even dulling its shine after a couple of days. It was very nice and shiny and beautiful. The powders were gorgeous. I'm excited to use the chrome and already have a manicure planned for it. So this is our finished look. What do you guys think? Did I save it? Did I salvage it? Have you had a manicure that you've struggled with? Let me know down below. So we're going to apply our cuticle oil. While I do that, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps YouTube recommend the video to others. Make sure you're subscribed, have your notifications on. I have new videos every Monday and Thursday. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below or find me on Instagram at DippingPixie. I will have that link down below as well. That's it for this one, guys, and I will see you in the next one.